Now, because of this lack of courage to reveal yourself, you have never felt the fullness of who you are. You forsake. You have never felt the true me, which is so delightful when you come into terms with yourself. You've been running away all these years without realizing it, attaching yourself to a God, or perhaps throwing away your thoughts so that you can live in peace. But let me tell you, throwing away your thoughts is not going to work. You have to be where your thoughts are, right where I am. You have to reveal yourself and take full responsibility of where I am in everything I do. This is happiness. Now I want to record this. It dawned on me. You know, when we first come into this world, we came already created. We didn't have to do anything. Our parents were there. We didn't have to feed ourselves. Somebody feed us. We didn't have to grow strong. The body itself automatically grows strong. And we begin to learn the language, which we didn't really make much effort to do so. We learned how to walk, but which we didn't really make much effort to do so. So everything was kind of what you call given, created by someone else. That sounds good at the beginning of our years. But we never realized that actually, ultimately, I am the creator. And that this body that came into this world, I have to create it. So what does that mean? Can I do that? Physically we cannot, right? Yes. But as the years pass by, as a man gets older, there is this uncreating effect. Suddenly, the person begins to lose, let's say, his ability to walk, finds it difficult to run as he had done before. So how come? Suddenly there seems to be a degeneration. Now, he didn't ask for it, he didn't want it, but seems as though it's inevitable. And we call this growing old, we call this decaying, right? But we forget one very important point. The most important point is that we go through a process of uncreating. Yes. Why must we do that? My understanding is that we are actually now responsible to recreate ourselves. Not an easy thing to understand, but that's how I understand it. You see, when you slightly lose your power of your hands, let's say, or the muscles, and you try to make an effort now to strengthen your muscles, and maybe you don't find it responsive enough, right? But that is actually yourself, creating yourself on the other side when you were young. You see, when you were young, everything was done for you because you on the other side of you were helping you. So we are going through that other side of ourselves as a man gets older, the other side of himself that he was when he was a child. In other words, when you were a child, you were the creator of yourself, on the other side. That's right, the other part of you is creating you, but you didn't know. When you get older, you became the other side, who is the creator, and therefore you bear the great hardship of the creation as you get older. I call that the uncreating effect. But actually, you're creating yourself, the self that you were when you were young. I don't doubt this, actually. Even when I say this to you, I think you doubt it, but I don't doubt it at all. I know this for a fact. Why? Because nothing is free. We came as one, and we shall return as one. There's nobody out there who's helping me. I'm the one who's helping me. And therefore, if somebody is helping me, then it simply means that somebody is me on the other side helping me. I may not know about it now, but it's a fact. And I don't know about it because it is kept hidden from me. And why? Because of the separating effect of space-time. The other side of me is at a distance from me and at a different time from here. So I can't reach there, of course. That's what it means to be split at space-time. But we came from oneness, and we see a world of space-time. And as a result of which, we are getting this strange effect of having to create ourselves from a different time zone. Unbelievable, but that's the fact. In fact, all time is actually at one moment eternal within me. But when I see it from the true observer, it's split up into different time, and it's split up into different space. And we see our body that is suspended in space-time, and we see people all around that is suspended at a distance from there to here. But the truth is that every reflection is a reflection of me. And there is no one else but me. What's the implication if you believe in what I just said? The implication is this. A person is dying. In other words, he's uncreating himself. Should he do something to make the process of the dying less difficult for him? The person is having a pain in the body. Should he do something like cutting something from his body so that the uncreating effect is less? Should he do that? The answer is, of course, no. Because the process of the pain of uncreating is actually the laughter that I had when I was young. And people say, are you going to heaven? There's a place out there God prepares for you. Are you sure it is created for you? Or are you going to be creating it also? You have to be the creator of heaven in order for you to discover heaven in this world. And you cannot be out there. This is where I am. Same thing with hell. If I'm living in hell, then I'm creating that hell for myself. Nobody is punishing me into hell. And nobody is rewarding me into heaven. I'm the one who sentenced myself to hell when I do things which are wrong. And I'm the one who reward myself in heaven right here when I do what is right. I am the creator. But the funny thing is that we don't want to believe in that. And you know why? Because, number one, we might not have confidence in myself. They don't have a confidence that they are the creator. Number two, they prefer that there's someone else to blame on or someone else to trust on. In this way, the agony of me is not falling to me. Somehow I am passing the buck to someone else. And a lot of people want to do that. Because to be the creator, you take a full responsibility for yourself, and people don't like that. It's not about having responsibility on yourself. It's simply that they cannot be as me. They cannot accept the presence of themselves fully as they are. They shun away from themselves. They hide themselves in a visage, in a facade of someone else, like a David Chiu, or they hide themselves like in their career, in their wealth. They just dare not reveal themselves. They just dare not feel the impact of themselves in their life. I don't know why, the lack of courage to be themselves. They refuse to accept the fact that this whole universe, they are the only one and no one else. Now, because of this lack of courage to reveal yourself, you have never felt the fullness of who you are. You forsake. You have never felt the true me, which is so delightful when you come into terms with yourself. You've been running away all these years without realizing it, attaching yourself to a goal, or perhaps throwing away your thoughts so that you can live in peace. But let me tell you, throwing away your thoughts is not going to work. You have to be where your thoughts are, right where I am. You have to reveal yourself and take full responsibility of where I am in everything I do. This is happiness. In other words, if you have a pain, why are you running away from that pain? Why do you want a medication to cool down that pain? There's no necessity. Face the pain with full frontal. That's right, because the pain is me. The pain is a manifestation of your denial of me. So face fully the me, and the pain will disappear. Of course, when you were young, you had no pain. That's true. Because the other side of you was creating for you. And so you had no pain. That's fine. But that's because your presence was not fully aware. And you're too young. And you don't even know yourself. So, of course, the other part of you is helping you to create yourself. Okay, great. But remember, when the other part of you was creating yourself, that other part of you had to make an effort to create yourself. Would that amount to pain? Yes, it would. It would amount to pain if that other side of you was not willing to face himself. And that's why it amounts to pain. So now perhaps you are older than before, okay, and perhaps you're having pain. That is only the pain of creating yourself when you were younger. But this pain is not a pain. It is only a pain because you do not have the courage to face me at the front. That's what I'm telling you. Nothing is painful in this world. There is really no sin in this world. Sin is a self-denial. People are not willing to face blankly themselves. Because of that, they lie. Because of that, they kill. There is no such thing if a person just be me. There's not even a pain if the person is me.